disconnected.
Hi everyone. So meet my fellow speaker Farheen Sayed. She comes from Pakistan, settled in Sydney for quite a long time now. She's an award-winning speaker, and as I've already told you, yes. So welcome Farheen with me. Farheen, welcome to the show, and thank you very much for joining us on this show.
Thank you very much, Pankaj. It's been a pleasure to be on your show, and I can't wait to share my experience with your lovely audience.
So as Farheen, you know, this is an interview, so I'll be robbing more and more from you. The first
Yeah,
question
of
here
course.
comes: how did you plan of how did you plan to become a speaker, and what excited you to become a speaker and you became speaker?
So,
Share your
Pankaj,
journey as a motivational
yeah,
speaker.
of course, of course. So, look, since like I would say, as being since my childhood, like from my school lives, I have been like very passionate and very exciting kind of kid. And I always jump in to help
Hmm.
people and giving them free advices. If I see that they're doing something wrong, then I just jump onto them. No, don't do this. I sometimes becomes, you know, um, um, a bit hard on them, like why you're doing this and don't do that, because I can see if they're doing these things, it can harm them. So I think that's in my built-in nature. If I see someone is doing wrong and someone is struggling something, to go and lend my hand to them, to help them in any way I can. So the journey continues, and I have been like that for a long time in my work space and all that. So when I moved to Australia, um, there was one of the workshop that I attended, which is called Publish the Book and Grow Rich, because I was very much motivated to write my book, and I was planning for like past 10 years. And uh, in that workshop, they actually mentioned like, look, if you really want to inspire people and you really want to give your message um, throughout the world, you really need to become a speaker. And that attracted me a lot. I said, no, that makes sense, because if I'm approaching people like one-on-one basis, and if I find someone in trouble, I try to help them, motivate them, and people get results with that as well, because I just do it as out of my passion. So that day I decided that no, I think it's a good idea to land onto a speaking profession and become a motivational speaker, so that I can reach out to more people and help more people. So, in a summary, that was actually my passion, to help people, that had led me to become a speaker. And right after that, because it was last year in February 2019, I still remember that. And right after that, I searched about the Toastmasters, if you know about that, Toastmasters International in my area. And I found that, and just after the first meeting, I joined that club to keep improving my speaking skills. So that was um, a very brief summary of my speaking journey. So it's always like I'm very passionate about motivating people, helping people. I can't see people like they're struggling something, and if I know the solution, even if they don't ask me, I'll just give them advice and help them do this. Don't worry, and it can happen. You can get out of this situation. So that's how I am pretty much.
That is, I think, with almost speaker. I think I also, when I was planning to become a speaker, I did not plan to become a speaker. I planned to help and transform people's life.
Yes.
And I believe the time I thought I will create the prosperity in my life, because this is so true. When you create the prosperity in others' life, you create the prosperity to transform people's life. And now I'm on a mission to impact 10 million great. And I can really resonate with your story. I also started learning public speaking from Dr. Gary. I learned from the Jack and Field. And your passion of speaking, helping people, and join Toastmaster, I definitely love to join the Toastmaster whenever the Toastmaster is nearby me. 2 years I was the member of Toastmaster, but and I have to travel 400 kilometers away from my hometown.
Oh
And then
my
I
goodness.
thought like it's very hard to travel every week
Yeah.
400 away. And
Mhm.
now I'm planning to bring the Toastmaster in my own city.
Awesome. That would
One
be, I think, great opportunity for other people.
would be, what were the obstacles? Yeah, that
Yes,
would be a
so
great.
yeah, it is actually a very good question. So the very first obstacle I came across, because I was like very confident when I'm talking to the people one to one, even in the group sessions, like, and I just go and talk casually. But when it comes to a professional speaking, or you're actually um,
Hmm,
sending out or sharing a message to the people, you actually need to structure it in a very proper way so that people can understand, that people can resonate. You can resonate with their emotions. You can resonate. You have to touch their emotions to let your message touch them, and they can feel the transformation out of what you're trying to do. So that was the biggest challenge, that how to structure my speech, right? So the other challenge I had a little bit with my
hmm,
confidence as well, because it's been a long time. There was a huge gap. I used to do speeches and things like that during my school and college times, but then there was a huge gap, and I haven't done that for a long time. So I had a bit of struggle in the confidence, where Toastmasters helped me. But then how to write a speech, how to write a compelling message. It needs to be in a very structured format. How to do the opening, and what should the body contain, how to explain your story that people can understand the message you are trying to give. So that was one of the struggle I had. And then I was in the Toastmasters. There were these senior speakers over there who were helping me out to how to structure the speech. Then I take some help online. And then I also joined another institute, which is called Speakers Institute, where I graduated through a 3-day boot camp where they teach you how to structure your speech, how to deliver your speech. Not only this, if you are in some profession and you want to sell any product, they teach you how to actually pitch about the product. So that was one of the brilliant experience that I had, and it really helped me that how to be on stage and how to structure your speech, what should be the body, how to toggle your story, how you can give the reference. So there are a couple of things they teach in that boot camp. That was one of the things. And right after that, I got an opportunity in one of the Global Women Empowerment Conference, which is Her Story Conference, where I shared my story based on what I learned from Speakers Institute, what I learned from Toastmasters throughout those 9, 10 months. And right in that conference, I received an appreciation trophy and award for sharing my story and that courage. So what I feel that it's really great when you get acknowledged for your efforts, and when it is an effort as well, like you're sharing your story with the people to make an impact on their life, to give them encouragement that you are not alone. If someone like me can do this, you can also do this. So coming coming back to the obstacles, like I said, the speech structure, and again the other thing is that I came across the speaking opportunities, right? So I would suggest, like, if someone is looking to become a professional speaker, or they want to get into public speaking or anything like that, first of all, get around those people, like I said, Toastmasters, or try to find your mentor who can teach you. If you don't have any mentor or don't have any resources, then study online. There are a lot of material these days. You can follow YouTube channel, you can follow me, you can follow Pankaj as well. So there are people around you to help you. if you really want to um, get into this profession, how to structure your message, where to get the speaking opportunities. To start with the speaking opportunity, I would say like you are your biggest opportunity, because these days social media is just doing an amazing job, because you have that platform where you can play around. That's yours. You can get like thousands in front of thousands of people just by sitting from your home and gain that confidence. So that is the first place where you can start to start building your confidence in front of the audience, that how you can speak and you can practice, and you can make your videos, whatever your profession are you in. If you want to become the motivational speaker, read about those people who are motivational speaker and how they become the motivational speaker. If you want to become someone like a professional speaker, which means that you are in some profession, let's say a marketing strategist, and you want to give presentations around the corporate industry, so follow those people who are in the same profession, who are doing the same work as you are, and obviously surround yourself with those people as well. Get into networking stage, meet more people. This will give you a lot of more opportunities. And the very first thing, like I said, do your videos. If you you can, if you don't have confidence to come live, you can start doing practice at your home, just shooting your video, just speaking in front of the mirror, and taking those lessons that way, and watch and record that video, and then watch yourself and do your self-assessment. You will yourself find out that, look, this is not right, this is not this is good, this is not right, I should do this, I should that. This is how I started. Although there was a Toastmasters was helping me, although there was a speakers institute where I went to learn about the speech structure and how to deliver the speech, but unless there was my effort involved, I won't be here speaking in front of you. I won't be there speaking in some global conferences as well. So doesn't matter how many institute you join, if you don't work hard on yourself, on your communication skills yourself, and you won't get anywhere. So practice makes you perfect. So that's one of the things that you need to do. Do a lot of practice. The other thing, when you come in front of audience, you need to remember your speech. You should not sound like you are just reading from somewhere, or you're trying to remember somewhere. So practice makes you perfect. And I would say, like, whenever you get any opportunity, maybe it's you won't get started, you won't start getting paid speaking gigs straight away. To be honest, you won't get that straight away. You need to build your authority, and that's the way to build your authority. Social media is the biggest platform in this era to build your authority. So once you build your authority, speak as much as you can, do your live interviews, um, maybe contact your nearby communities. Wherever there is an opportunity, sign up for that. I can give you my example. Like in Australia, we have councils in every area, and then we can register. We can go themselves that we can give free talks. This will give you an opportunity for more practice, right? So if someone is paying you to speak, to invite at your event, of course they expect some value out of it. And how you give that value to make yourself um, reach to that level of excellence. And that is the way to become an excellent speaker. Practice and speak as much as you can. I love Tony Robbins, and I always share his one of the quotes that he always say: if you want to reach your goals, take massive actions. Take massive action. If it's your burning desire, if you really feel to become an international speaker or a motivation speaker, start practicing. Look for content. Find out how you can make it better. Listen to different kind of flavors. If you want to become a storyteller, define your niche. Are you teaching presentation skills? What kind of speaker you want to become? Anyone, I would say, can become a motivational speaker in a sense, because everyone in this world has an inspiring story, right? So I'm not the only one. You are not the only one. All of the people are unique in this world and they have their own personal story, and they can inspire anyone around the world, right? So you need to understand the dynamics of the speaking profession and then speaking for free as well. So you start your journey, maybe you won't get paid speaking engagements, but once you build your profile, once you do your work, you will start getting paid speaking engagements. That is one of the things that you need to remember. The other thing that you can do to become a good speaker is build an authority, like I said. So one of the platform was social media. The other thing, if you are passionate, really passionate about doing something, I would suggest start writing your book, become an author. Because if you're an author, people see you as an authority in your area of expertise. So I got this opportunity. How I got this opportunity, I'll share this interesting very interesting incident in my life. So, like I said, I have been trying to get some speaking engagements, and to be honest, I haven't charged for any of these speaking engagements. I'm still doing that for my practice and share the knowledge. That's my passion. So I'm not much worried at this stage to get paid speaking engagement. So I'll try to join different groups on social media, try to get involved in social networking events and find out where is the speaking opportunity, where the people are looking for the speakers, and then I start signing up for those events. And during that journey, I was already writing my which was supposed to be my first book, which is called Master the Power of Organic Motivation: How to Turn Your Life Around and Achieve the Impossible. It is going to release in November 2020, so don't forget to like my Facebook page, where you can find the updates when it's going to release. And I'm releasing 2 free gifts with that as well. So I was writing that book, and in the meantime, I got this opportunity through a global consulting summit where Puvi Tandya interviewed me and invited me to be a co-author of The Power of Why 23 women took the lead to start their own business. That's how you get the leads. That's how you get involved in new projects. Now, I got this opportunity. I shared my story in that book, and the book, right in 24 hours, as soon as it released, just in 24 hours, it was on #1 in 3 countries internationally. So I'm just trying to say here, grab as much opportunities as you can. Keep them under your radar. Like, unless you know about those opportunities, you cannot participate in these things. And take it as a challenge. Don't get nervous. Oh, okay, I don't know about this subject. How I do it? Come on, you can do it, because you can find out about it. If you want to be a speaker, and let's say you don't have any niche at this stage, you should experiment everything. Then in that case, if you're passionate about any motivational subject, like how to spend a happy life or anything like that, write some articles, start writing blogs. LinkedIn is a great platform to attract professionals to sign you up for the speaking engagement, right? So make your attractive LinkedIn profile, post your videos on there, start writing blogs, select your niche. If you don't have any niche, don't worry about that. Think whatever you like, whatever you learned in your life, start writing about that. If you're not comfortable sharing your story, you can share the lessons out of that, right? So my book, The Power of Why is already released. It's in the market, so you can definitely. It's available in India as well. So I would encourage you to buy that book. It will inspire you that how people started, how 23 women. What was the reason? why they took the leap to start their own business. It is extremely inspiring book, and I've been very honored to be a part of that journey. Now, I was giving you an example that some people are not comfortable in sharing their story, though it's a very good thing to share your story. But if you're not comfortable in sharing your story, the other thing you can do is to extract the lessons from your life stories and share with the people. I think that's the most beautiful gift that you can give, and this is what exactly I did in my book, which is almost in the final stages of editing, and I'm just working on the layouts and preparing it to get released for pre-orders, most likely in October and November there will be a release date. What I did actually, what I have learned through my life, and I developed some tools around that, around your self-confidence, self-criticism. If you are around negative people, how to deal with them, how to be consistently motivated, how to transform the problems into opportunities. These are the things I believe everyone come across in these sort of scenarios. But what I did in my life, I actually developed some tools and the tools that I have implemented to get over those challenges. So this is what I would encourage you. That is one of the things that you can take on your journey as well.
You said like you learn to
Good to see
structure the
you.
content, structure the speech.
Yes, yes.
So how to structure the speech? Like our audience wants to know how to structure the speech. How can they structure the speech? What should
That's
be the
interesting.
first
Yes.
part, then
So
second part, and third part?
yes, yes. Yes, so it depends on what kind of speech you're going to give. If you are sharing the story, so you can always start from an audience engagement sentence. For instance, you can ask a question, right? Like one of my speech was like, "Love your fears," right? And how I start this speech, I immediately ask in my speech like, "Who would like to feel afraid?" Of course no one likes to feel fear, right? So um, that's how I start, and it's kind of like capturing the audience attention. That's the one thing that you can do to engage the audience, or maybe ask some positive question where you can give a little bit of pause and audience can answer your question. Or you can start from a humor as well. I'm not very good at humor, but that's one of the specialty in speaking industry, that people start from humor or a joke so people can feel connected and get engaged. And from the second part, like I'm just giving you an example because I think it will be easier for the audience to understand. So how I started my opening is from the question. And then I talked about that where the fear comes from, introducing the topic that I'm going to talk about. So that should be the second part. So once you introduce the topic, then you start relating your story. That will be your body. So first of all, the first thing that you're starting with the audience engagement sentence, maybe ask question, crack a joke or something like that. If you're putting cracking the joke, if not, then don't try it. That can go other way around. And then introduce the topic, give the background, like what is actually fear, where does it come from, so that people can feel connected. Yes, that's right. And then what I did, then I shared my story. Now, I shared my story that how I transformed, how I came across my fears, how I felt that in my life, what was the part of my life where I felt that. I shared that story. Now, when you're sharing the story, some people just tell the story, right? If you really want to feel connected with the audience, you actually need to show the story. This is what I learned from Speakers Institute that I shared
Right.
before. Basically, they teach you to show the story. It's not like you're acting, but you are in that state of mind, feeling that it is happening right now. So your mindset, your emotion flows in that way. People can see those emotions on your face. People can feel that fear on your face. That's how you can get connected if you want to be a really strong speaker. And then at the end, if you have any offer, if you have any tools, that what did you use to overcome, like you have already told your story, but then what is the tool that you have used to overcome those things, like in my case the fear. So I mentioned those tools, and then I said that if you want to connect with me, then you can just contact me on this. So that was a roughly was a structure of this speech. You can't just go out and just start telling your story. Oh, I was a kid, and then start doing things. There should be a proper structure, especially when you want to get into a professional speaking and want to get, the paid speaking engagements. So I believe that would be helpful. Remember, show the story. Don't just tell the story, and start with a very strong statement or a question to engage the audience. You can also, what I learned from Toastmasters, the other thing you can use the props. I have come across one speaker who was actually using some photos showing his childhood, right? Like actual props, like this is the childhood, and then he has a bat and ball and everything set up on the stage. So he was actually showing that story, getting involved, and playing the characters is another thing. Like when you're in your story, if there are two or three characters, you have to be very smart in playing those characters, taking different positions on the stage. So these are the things that you need to be mindful. And as I have already mentioned, all this material is available on the internet these days. It's so easier to learn these skills. You just need to make some effort and take action. Make a decision that you have to do it and just take action.
Absolutely right. When you spoke about show the story, I remember the wording of my guru, my teacher, Dr. Gary Ginnard. He is a well known public speaker coach. And when you talk about the Speakers Institute, nowadays, Speaker Institute has started online sessions too. And I have been the part of that. I have learned a lot from Sam Catron about
Yes,
the public speaking. And when you
super
speak
amazing.
about uh, when you speak show the story, it means speak in images. Like people don't understand the words, they only understand and visualize, and they feel connected in the images. I remember like 4 days before I was delivering a sessions to public speakers to polish their public speaking skills, and then I told them people don't understand the words, people understand the images, and they said images we cannot show them the images. I said but you can speak the images, you can make them feel image, and when you make them feel image they visualize and they get into the state, they start feeling the same the time you felt, the time you are, if you are sharing the story of somebody else, the way they felt, our audience feels the same. That's what I think you wanted to speak about, show the story, if I
Exactly.
understood it
That's
correctly.
absolutely. It's absolutely correct, because unless you show them the character, you even have to change your tonality. This is what
Tonality, right?
yeah, this is what we learn from Toastmasters, to work on your pitch, high, low. If it was the situation when you were distressed, you have to low down your pitch, and you have to let audience see that you were how sad you were when you were in that situation. And once you move forward,
Hmm.
how you become a happier person, you have to show those emotions. That's the way how you become an impactful speaker, that how you leave an impact on the people. So these are the key skills that a good professional speaker should really ingrain in themselves, pretty much. Yeah.
Right, tonality makes a big difference because tone is also somehow, see, we don't watch the movie without voice, and that's how we can, the reel moves, it means the images moves along with the voices. So tone
Yes.
definitely makes a big difference. People should feel the
Absolutely.
time we were happy, the people should feel the time we were sad. Correct,
Yes.
absolutely correct.
Yes. Yes.
You spoke about a niche. If somebody is really struggling to find a niche, then they should try each and everything.
Yes.
But once they try each and everything for 1 year or 1.5 year, they are becoming a motivational speaker, general motivational speaker. They speak on leadership, they speak on communication. It is very hard for them to pitch one thing after 2 years, because people start knowing that they are just general people. They are generic, they are speaking in the generic term, they speak on everything. You are not known for your particular topic, so it becomes difficult to get high paid gigs then.
Yes.
So
So
how should they
my
go about it?
yeah, yeah. So my opinion is the reason I try to say like try everything. So you are not waiting to until you find your gigs. You are not working on your speaking skills, right? At least you start speaking. So the reason I said is just whatever
Hmm.
topics you have, just at least start speaking on those topics, and in parallel you start working on your niche, right? So so you are not wasting your time waiting to out. You are not finding out your niche and then you're not speaking on the time. So you can pick up the topic of your interest. That is very very simple. Maybe you are not sure about the niche at this stage. Like if I talk about, I give you an example. I think maybe that's better. Like in my case, when I started, I become a journal motivational speaker. Like, okay, I'm a motivational speaker. Now, what is my specialty in motivational speaker? Like, how do I teach people? Like, what actually I inspire them? I actually share my story. I share my story of fears. So I define fears as my niche, right? So I teach people how to overcome their fears, how to overcome their challenges. So you can even define um, niche within the niche. Again, that's what's taught in a different institute that I'm associated with. So you don't have to prolong that process. Like for 2 years, you are still doing and you are not sure where is your niche. If you are struggling that much, you really need to join some institute that can help you to lead you to your niche. But to get started, my suggestion is to start speaking. Start speaking, pick up the topic of your interest, and keep on working in parallel on your niche. If you can't find the niche, then just join any institute. But don't park your public speaking skills and grow them, work on them, keep going, picking up the topic of your interest and keep talking on that topic. So this is what I mean. You don't have to prolong for 2 years. I would not recommend for that. Join any institute if you're struggling. Join
Hmm.
any program that can help you to find out your niche. But don't stop speaking until you find your niche, because
Yeah,
that
we.
can take some
Hmm.
time. That's my suggestion.
Thank you very much. This is a wonderful advice we have given, and most people are struggling with this. The people who are on the journey of becoming speaker, professional speaker, or who are the aspiring speaker, they struggle to find the niche. And definitely a coaching program or some institutes or some coach can surely help. And I have been dealing with the same thing. Can public speaking help anybody? Like if somebody is having a showroom, a clothes showroom, a garment showroom, do you think a public speaking can be useful to him too? He should also learn public speaking.
Of course, because public speaking would not only help you to speak
But
in front of a
he
lot of
does not have
people.
to speak on a stage. He does not have to go on the. Hmm.
Mm,
Most of the people say I don't have to speak on a grand stage. I don't have to speak in front of 100,000 people. Then their basically notion about the public speaking is to speak in front of 100,000 people, to speak in front of a couple
no,
of people, and to speak on a grand stage.
public
How
speaking
can public
skill is,
speaking help a garment showroom owner?
yeah, of course, because with public speaking, you not only learn just to speak in front of the public. It's not just like that. It's basically a communication skill. So of course, if a garment owner, as an owner, how he is going to talk about his business, right? So you, like I've talked about again, Toastmasters. You not, it's basically tagged as a public speaking institute, but people come over there just to improve their confidence, just to improve their presentation skills. So of course, if you are an owner of any company, you must be giving like business presentations as well, right? Of course you're not speaking in front of 10,000 people, and that should not be the concept of actual public speaking. If you are speaking in fact like 3, 2, 4, 5 people, what is people word is actually a plural word, right? So if it's more than one person, it becomes people, right? So if you have to speak, if you have to give presentations in front of your team, you need to have those skills. So it will not only boost your confidence, it will boost your self-esteem, it will improve your communication skill, how to better communicate with your team, how to better deliver your message. So I talked about message before. Now for the business owners, how do you empower your team to deliver the message in the right structured way? That's why I always encourage public speaking is for public, right? So everybody should learn these skills. It can also help you, like I would say, like if you are sitting in your family, it can help you in that as well. How confidently you can present your idea, how clearly you can present your idea. All right. So I would say, like, even for students, the students, of course, have to go out and do a lot these days. It's a lot of presentations, and these you are going for job interviews. So for students, learn public speaking. It's a golden mine. It's a gold mine for you, right? So if you learn it, you just not only learn that you have to speak in front of 10,000 people. You are not only speaking in front of that, it can help you at every step of your life. Let's say you're going for the interview. There are three people doing the interview. If you can't speak in front of more than one people, what happens? How would you do your interview? So I believe this concept is absolutely wrong, that if you want to learn public speaking skills, that can only help, that these skills only are for those who want to speak in front of like 10,000 people. Like I said, even in front of two people, public speaking skills help. Confidence, how to structure your content, how to deliver the message,
Hmm.
how to communicate. All these skills are very important, whether be it a business owner, be it a student, be it a professional worker, anybody. So I would highly encourage it. Like I have seen a lot of people coming to learn just to improve their confidence, just to improve their presentation skills, just to improve that how they speak, just to improve how they speak in Toastmasters. Toastmasters being known as a public speaking institute, but that's how people come over there and they really get the results on there. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, right. Toastmaster is I don't say it a public speaking institute, but I say it's a public speaking club. Like a lot of speakers join and
Yeah.
they pay very less amount, and they enjoy this for 1 year, 2 year, 5 year. They keep on learning. It's a club
Yes.
where you get the feedback from the trainers,
Yes.
where you get the feedback from your colleagues and fellow speakers.
Yes. That's
And I
correct.
believe public speaking skills can help people to become a personal brand to attract more clients too. I
Of
generally
course.
tell people, if you want to become a personal brand, build the credibility and
Yes.
want to attract more clients, whatever the business you are in, you should be a public
Yes.
speaker. And in this digital
Yes.
era, you can use public speaking skills on the social media, record your small videos and post to the videos,
Absolutely.
record the video relevant to your
Business.
business. Like if you are a restaurant owner or you're a doctor, homeopath or ayurved, and you see, in this way you can help others when they don't want to or they cannot reach you. You can help others, and people start trusting you when they see your knowledge, when they come across like this person is very wise in this and well versed in these things, and they observe you for 2 years that this person has a lot of knowledge about it, and after 2 years they'll surely come to you, they'll become your client.
Of course. And
So
Pankaj,
that's
you're
how the
just
public
spot
speaking skills
on.
can help others too.
You're just spot on that people are just looking for solutions like these days. There are so many problems, and you never know which person
Right.
you are helping, right? Social media has just changed our lives, and you have that platform. Just go out and use it. You never know whoever can come to you, right? Whoever can get help from your side. So it's absolutely amazing that how you can use social media for your business, and like you said, to build your personal brand as well, and do profession related with you. If you are a beautician, give some beauty tips. If you have a home food business, give out some healthy food recipes. If you run a gym, you can just give some exercises. People will get attracted that this guy has a knowledge. um, if you are in consultancy business, if you're a lawyer, even Every single profession can do this. People are looking for help, and I think if it's your passion to help people, uh, and you are in a profession to grow business, social media has changed our lives, and it has given us a platform where we can grow ourselves as our personal brand, as well as our business, and at the same time helping a lot of people. You can be a part of a revolution like Pankaj has started, like I have started, to impact the lives of 10 million people. So my message is always in my business, like, or I always say, like, I'm not only creating an extraordinary life myself for myself, I would say always like create an extraordinary life for yourself and others. So it is the time to take a step, to take a decision, and to pursue your dreams, to build your brand, to go out and help others in any way as much as you can.
Right, absolutely correct. You are an award-winning motivational speaker and professional speaker. When it comes to motivation, do you really think like we as a speaker can motivate people for a long time?
Of course,
Because
of
I
course
believe
we
when
can.
we
Mhm.
motivate somebody, that motivation goes away. Why some speakers motivate, the motivation does not fade away for couple of years, and why the motivation by some particular speaker lasts for 5 minutes or maximum 5 hours or 5 days maximum, I believe, like.
I think it depends on both ways, right? So it depends like who is listening to the speaker and how the speaker is delivering the message. So it comes both ways. It's not necessary if Tony Robbins is speaking and I'm not listening to them, so it's not his fault, it's my fault that I'm not taking any impact from him, right? But he is impacting lives of million people, because million people listen to him. So I can't blame him. Likewise, there are some speakers, like, of course, they need some improvement on their public speaking skills to create more impact. And then it would be more powerful to give them a strong message that can leave a long lasting impact. And it always, I believe, Pankaj, it comes down to your personal thing, personal decision, right? You want to go or not? You want to take that? You want to carry on with that inspiration or not? Because I believe a motivational speaker can give you a motivation, can give you that courage, that and show you the path that you can do it. But at the end of the day, you are the one that who is going to take action. A motivational speaker is not going to take that action. He can just motivate you. So that's why I said, like, keep yourself around those people. If you want that consistent motivation, if you want to keep the ball rolling, keep yourself around those motivational speaker. Keep yourself around those people who can encourage you. Right? Read books, and again, I would repeat it again. Start taking action. Whatever you want to achieve, start taking action. Not today. The right moment is always now. Start taking action, take baby steps. I would not say like do something magical, do something else. If you want to keep your motivation, keep going on consistent basis, whatever you want to achieve, start taking baby steps.
Action
I
makes big
can bet your
difference.
motivation. Yeah, yeah, of course, because I can bet that way your motivation will still stay there, because you will see your progress and you will turn your back to yesterday, like, okay, I was there and I have taken these baby steps. In a couple of months, I have become like this. And that drives more motivation and motivates you to take more action. So I think taking an action is the best thing to carry on your motivation on the long term basis. And people who carry on that, they take action. They just don't listen and take that motivation themselves, but they start taking action because they feel that transformation in themselves, and that's how things happens, and they carry on that motivation.
Wonderful. Action is a key to success. There are a lot of people who get inspired, who feel motivated, who feel that energetic, and I'll be doing this, I'll start doing this, and they get the goals, they get the targets, and they start doing it. their mind shakes, everything shakes, and once they reach their home, they forget to take action. The action is a biggest thing, I believe. Like, action is the key to success, and we need to
Yes.
become not only the listener but
Yes.
the action taker.
Action taker.
Once we
I
become an
strongly
action
believe in
taker,
that.
we can reach anywhere and we can do anything.
Yes.
In India, there is a
Unless you,
man called Manji.
yes,
He is called a mountain man.
yeah.
You have heard about Manji?
I think so, yeah. I've heard that name. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
He has made the he has made the path himself. He has
Oh,
cut
yes,
the mountain himself all alone and made the path
I
because
know. Yes,
he took action. Action is very
yes,
essential.
yes,
More than action,
absolutely.
I think a reason of action is very essential. That's why I call it a power of why. You have already
Yes,
co-authored the book Power of Why.
yes,
So
yes.
purpose and a reason is very important.
Hmm. Of
Please
course,
tell us
of
some of
course.
your wisdom on purpose and the why,
Of course, look,
and share
it's
some questions in such a way which can give reason and purpose to people. I mean, if I don't find my purpose, what question should I ask myself?
yes, it's a Pankaj. I think it's a very broad subject, but I would try to give as much as I can. Look, if you don't have any purpose, of course, again, the motivation will die for a time. Like you will get that motivation, and then it will die after some time because maybe you will not feel that
I told you
that.
I'm going to rob everything you have in you. I'm going to rob the wisdom.
I'll give you as much as I can. So with the motivation, so the purpose is really important. The reason is that because if you don't know why you're doing something, and after a couple of years or couple of months, you will find out that why you're not feeling happy, why you're not satisfied, because that was not your purpose. You were just doing something for the sake of something, right? So having that clarity that if you have some goals in your life, whether be to become a public speaker, whether to become an author, or whether to become an entrepreneur, whether to become a business owner, ask yourself why you want to do this. So it is a very simple question, right? The other thing that you need to see that what is most important for you that will define your values, right? So once you know your values, what is most important to you to provide a good lifestyle for your family, right? That's the motivation. That's the purpose. This is your value because you need to feed your family. You need to have a good lifestyle for your family. Or do you need to add some value to other people's life as well? That's another value of it. This is also equally important for you. So, among others, it is your family and also outside the people outside your family as well. Being humans, my opinion is like if we have our purpose related to adding value to other people's life, that will give you unlimited motivation always. So your purpose, I would suggest like if you even if you find your purpose, it should always be linked to ultimate purpose of adding value to other people's life in any case. You can add it, you can do it through your profession. You want to be a doctor because you want to treat, you want to eliminate sickness from this world. That could be one of the purpose. And of course, like it's a long term vision and it's obviously not possible, but it needs to be your purpose because you are adding a pie on this whole vision, on this whole purpose. So that's why the purpose is really important. Now, how you ask, like I said, ask what is most important for you. Then why it is more important for you. That will immediately give you an answer.
Hmm.
Because if you, let's say, your goal is to buy
Right.
a big house, right? Then why you want to buy a big house? Because you want to give a good lifestyle to your family, right? Why you want to give a good lifestyle to your family? Because you want them to feel happy. So ultimate goal for every person, Pankaj, is to be happy and content. Right. And my suggestion is to link your purpose and goal to invest in other people, to adding value in other people's lives in any way. And have that integrity in yourself. Be honest. That's another thing. Right. So I think these are the two
Right.
things. If you ask these questions with yourself today, what is your value and why it is important for you, there you go,
Hmm.
you found your why. And then your goals should be aligned with those values. And then once you know why you're doing it, your values or your goals are automatically aligned with your why. That's how you do the goal setting. That's how you find out your why. It's very simple. Like I think it's just a 2-3 step process,
Right.
not very hard thing.
It is a 2 3 step process, but getting the answer of each and every question, the practical answer. Sometimes the answers comes from the outer world. Why do I want to make money? I want to make money for a better car. Why do I want a better car? Because I want to feel bit luxury. And why do I want to
Mm,
feel luxury? When the point comes here, then most people get confused. It reminds me about a story. If I'm not making you late, then I would like to share
mm.
it in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
The coconut vendor, and the coconut vendor was sitting at the sea, and he was lying on the sand and smoking.
Mm,
He was enjoying that cigarette,
mm,
and one man reached there and said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "Like, I have sold my all the coconuts. Now I'm enjoying." He said, "You're stupid." He said, "How am stupid?" "Well, you are stupid." "How?" "You're stupid because if you have already sold all the coconuts, buy more and sell more.
mm,
What would I get when I sell more? You will make more money. And what happens if I make more money?
mm,
Then, if you make more money, you save more money, and you can build the good resto there. Or what happens if I build a resto? You can make more money, and then you can build the five-star hotel. And what happens once I have a five-star hotel? And you can employ a lot of people, and they will make money for you. Okay, if the lot of people are making money for me and I'm getting a lot of money, what will I do? You can then relax and enjoy. The
this
man,
is what I'm doing.
what I'm doing now.
That's the thing
So
because it is. Thanks for sharing, Pankaj. It's a really great story, and it gives us the lesson that materialistic thing, associating your purpose or values to materialistic thing, would not lead to your ultimate happiness. So find out what makes you happy. That's the thing, right?
they're
So
happy.
yeah. So
They're,
how do you feel
these
happy?
are all
Yeah.
artificial happiness, car, house.
Yes.
Hmm,
It won't last long. It is very
right.
short term.
You see,
Like
I think I. Hmm,
yes. So when as a human, when we get something, we lose its value, right? So we don't value it unless we get it. It has
right.
it has a value unless we don't have it. Once we have it, we lose that value. That's how cheap like materialistic things are. So if you're associating your purpose or goal to that thing, that's not gonna, I think it's not gonna make you happy, or it will not be your actual purpose. You may not be happy, chances are likely high even after getting all those things, if you're not doing something productive.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Materialistic and artificial life cannot give us a real happiness. Real happiness we need to find. Like, I feel happy talking to others, learn from others. I feel very happy to help others, to bring the transformation in others' life, to
Yes.
help people to scale up. So that's my happiness, right? That's my happiness. And if I associate with the materialistic life, like I want to buy a Benz, Mercedes Benz, and then I want to go for the sports car,
Hmm.
that might be a wish for a day or a two. That is a possession. And when
Yes.
our happiness we depends on possession, this is the happiness for the 5 minute or 10 minute. Because once you possess, that does not make you happy anymore now.
Anymore, anyway, you want more then. You want to buy another expensive car. That's how things happens. Like You keep
Right.
wanting it, you will never be happy and satisfied. That's why I said, like, the real happiness, find out your purpose. The ultimate purpose is adding some value to other people's lives. Then you will feel really happy. Like you said, you feel good, you're happy, you feel happy when you see people are getting transformed through your speeches, through your speaking, through your tips, through your guidance. So am I. Like, that's how I explained in the start. Like, I've been like this, I just jump to help people without being asking them if they
Right.
need it or
Hmm.
not. So I think this should be the motive, and that can definitely make you a successful and happy person in your life.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Being a motivational speaker, what would be the last line, one last line, which can keep everybody always motivated? Because, we always have our one own question or our one line which motivates us. What do you think? What is that best sentence or a best word a person speak to himself which would keep the person always motivated?
I use the same. I have my own tagline, which I use for myself, and I'm happy to give you guys. And I think I already shared as well during this talk. I say, look, we work for ourselves. Like, we do things for ourselves. Like, my mission is to
Hmm.
create an extraordinary life for myself and others. So create an
That's
extraordinary life
you,
for myself and others. Yeah.
to remember the mission. It means once we
Yes.
remember our mission, that's the motivation.
Yes.
Like, I
Exactly.
always ask myself, like, I always ask myself, where do I want to reach? Where do I want to reach? And then
Mm.
comes, I want to reach at the level when people pointing towards me and saying, this man transformed my life. This one line when I visualize, that motivates me.
Mm. Mm.
So that's why I always say, as I'm visualizing the end of my journey, when people visualize the end of the journey, that's a motivation. Because that's my line, and your one is again very inspiring. So I would like to end the session now. Lot of robbery we have done from your wisdom today, from your brain today.
I'm happy to for you to rob me. Take all these things. And I hope like people can get
No, I don't want to rob you. Otherwise, I don't want to rob you. Your husband would, find me somehow. We just want to rob the wisdom.
yes, of course. Of course. That's what I mean as well.
So
So yeah, I'm glad to share my
yeah, I
wisdom
understood. That's a part of it.
and
On the lighter note, I said.
yeah. So I hope people can get advantage of the wisdom and have some impact and create an extraordinary life for themselves and others.
So we would like to take this session to the end now. Any
Mhm.
last message you want to give to the audience, Farheen? Any message you want to give to audience?
Yes, definitely. I always give this message to everybody. If you have any goals that you want to achieve, now is the right time to take action. Once you finish up with this video,
Hmm.
go and start taking action in the direction of your goal. Maybe take one baby step, just do it. Do it now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for another after even after 5 minutes. Right now, um, at the moment, this is the right moment for you to take action.
Right. People who think I will take action on the right time, they should always know whenever you take action is the right time. So this is the right time to
Yes.
take the action. And if it is not the right, after taking action, that would be the best right time for you. So we are taking your leave. Thank you very much, Farheen, to come to our show in the Indian style, because I am the man with the Indian culture. My soul is Indian, my mindset is Indian, thoughts are Indian. So we are so thankful to you to join us on this live show and to share your wisdom and insights with our audience. Thank you very much. I am sure all the audience must have enjoyed it and learned a lot from it. Thank you very
Thank you,
much, Farheen.
Pankaj. Thank you, Pankaj. It's been an honor to be on your show. Thank you very much for inviting me.